Hi, I'm Wendy, and today I'm going to talk to you about the top 10 mistakes that you can make when you're presenting. Now, presenting, it is a bit of an art form, but that's not to say that it is, the exclusive domain of the privileged few. No, anybody can present, and you can learn to present really well. But there are some pitfalls, and whether you're an experienced presenter or you're a novice, you need to be aware of some things that can go wrong and things that you shouldn't do, mistakes that you can make when presenting. So today I'm going to give you some tips, things to look out for so you don't make some of those rookie errors, okay? So the first one is, lack of preparation. What a surprise. I've said this before. So preparation, planning, practice, it all makes sense, doesn't it? So you don't want to be fumbling over your words, making lots of mistakes, not knowing where you are, what you're doing. That won't come across as being very professional or credible or authoritative. The second thing is reading directly from slides. You have probably seen people do this before. I hope you haven't been one of those. Please don't read directly from the slides. For a start, people can read themselves. Your slides shouldn't really require a lot of reading. They should be mainly visual. They should be there to accompany, to complement what you're saying. So do not read from the slides. It becomes very boring, very repetitive, and it lacks that dynamism and energy that you need. The third mistake that people make is to ignore their audience. Your audience are there for a reason. They're there to hear you. They're very interested in what you've got to say. So value their time. They're valuing their time by being there. So make sure that you are respectful and that you value their presence and don't ignore them. If you have questions and answers, feedback, if there's any type of interaction that you can have as a presenter, it will just make your presentation that much more dynamic and memorable. The fourth tip, now this is a bit of a tricky one because you do need to practice it, it's about speaking either too quickly or too slowly. So how do you get that right balance? Well, I think that takes a little bit of practice. Practice in front of a mirror, time yourself, record yourself, or get a friend or a trusted colleague to listen to you. They can give you an idea if you are speaking too quickly or too slowly. We say newsreaders, presenters usually speak at about 150 to 160 words a minute, which is roughly about what I'm doing now. You will want to change it up. You don't want to be speaking at the same pace throughout the presentation. You want parts of the presentation to be quite energetic, so you may speak a little bit more quickly, not crazy. You may want other parts to slow down, as I'm doing now, for emphasis, to make a point, even pausing as well. So that is something that you need to be aware of, that you're not speaking too quickly and you're not speaking too slowly. Okay, excuse me. The next tip is overloading slides with text. Nobody wants to read a lot of text. Now, I'll just repeat that. Nobody wants to read a lot of text. What is good are dynamic visuals, exciting, colourful, engaging visuals, a little bit of text with pertinent, appropriate points, the key messages or the key takeaways that you want. But do not have a huge lot of text on your slides. It's difficult, it's not dynamic, it's not interesting. While people are reading, they're not looking at you as the presenter and they're not really listening either. They're too busy focusing on reading, so you don't want that. All right, here's number 6, lack of confidence. So projecting a lack of confidence, and that goes to your body language. If your eyes are downcast, if you've got your arms crossed or any part of your body crossed, if you are standing in front of some kind of barrier, that is definitely going to project an aura of a lack of confidence, and that's not what you want, is it? Avoid excessive filler words. I'm working on that myself. I tend to have no, I'm doing it now. I tend to have a problem with filler words such as and So I'm trying to work on that to avoid using that as well. You can do that by really focusing and also practicing recording yourself to see where those little filler words are. Tip number seven, ignoring the time constraints. We've all been at presentations where people have spoken for way too long, haven't we? Well, you don't want to be one of those people. I don't think anybody's ever said, that was too short, that presentation, or we would have liked longer. Perhaps they may have, but often it's the case that people will say, that went on a little bit, that could have been clipped a bit, that could have been just a little bit more succinct, a little bit brief. So practice again, making sure that your presentation is not too long. You're not the only person there. Other people will need to speak as well. Number 8, using inappropriate humour and language. I have talked about that before. It is something to be aware of. Read the room, make sure that it is right for the people that are there, for the context. Failing to adapt to technical issues. Now, we can all have technical problems. How we adapt to them, how we handle them, separates the pros from the amateurs. So have a think about how you are going to handle any technical problems that might arise. And the last tip I'm going to give you, mistakes to do with presenting, ignoring feedback on questions. Don't ignore feedback. It's there for a reason. It's there to help you improve, to do a better presentation the next time. So be gracious, be grateful when you receive that feedback, and try to apply it. If it's appropriate, if it's constructive, you can see that it's really going to help you, then apply that. So try to avoid these common pitfalls. I hope those 10 tips that I gave you this morning are going to help you. Try to avoid them. I know it's not easy, public speaking. It is a number one fear for many people. But every time we do it, and the more we do it, we will improve, and hopefully we will not fall into those sort of pitfalls and making those errors that are quite common with public speaking. So good luck next time you're presenting.